Good. I think I'm very loud. Yeah, now it's okay. Yes, my name is Shafiq Urréhman, and I am from Zeekr, Europe, actually, based in Gothenburg, Sweden. This is part of a bigger group which is called Geely. We are R&D center, actually, and or you can say innovation center within Geely group in Europe. And we are, as you can see, quite big group, and a lot of people don't know the history of the Zeekr, so I thought I should put something, what is Zeekr Technology Europe, and it was started in Sweden of this company, and it's R&D center. We have worked with different products. You know the products, but not us. You know maybe Volvo, you know Lynk & Co, you know Polestar, maybe you know Lotus. So I have worked all of those at one time. Today I am working for Zeekr. Proud history, you can say that we have been startup mindset, not a big company. We have developed a platform which is most sold in the world. It's called CMA1, CMA. And then we have the only world company which has built a purpose-built Waymo taxi without steering, without steering wheel. So that is also built in our house in Gothenburg. Of course, we have also built first world connected personal car, Lynk & Co, and one of the best, you can say, DCT. So we are R&D center for whole automotive. Yes, of course, now I'm part of Zeekr Technology Europe, and this is, if you haven't seen this car, you must try this one. It's not I'm biased, but this is, I think I like it very much. Of course, it comes with all the bell and whistle, all the safety standards like Volvo has, and proud part of this robotaxi. Actually, it is, if we are doing now verification and validation, and production will start in summer. And this is our collaboration with Google Waymo, and that is also one of the best, you can say. So now enough about background, and I am responsible for AI and machine learning products. So I am vice president for Zeekr Technology Europe and all AI ML project, and my background is also from there, you can say that. So when you are developing this kind of robotaxi or personal car, the cost is one of the biggest thing actually. So there are a lot of approaches. You can make the material cheaper, you can push the suppliers, but the most cost happens when you are doing R&D, when you are doing a new platform or new body or complete vehicle. So then the most costs happen. So imagine this, that instead of 18 to 20 months R&D, we want to squeeze it to in half of that time. So all the R&D, we want to squeeze it. So today, thanks to data and AI, it is possible. And I will show you some of the examples where we have done this one. Again, a warning, if you are here to look for AD-ADAS, I will not talk about AD-ADAS. I will shift the focus of the digital twin to a separate dimension, which is called digital twin for vehicle development. Of course, my team also work with AD-ADAS and in-cabin AI, but today I thought it would be good to talk about this vehicle development and how we are using artificial intelligence in that area. And when we are talking about digital twin powered by AI, so the benefits are quite obvious, and you will see in a couple of slides. Yeah, this is from internet. You know better if you are working with digital twin, how the digital twin is growing. Actually, it's a big market, and the growth is quite high. And now, as I said, if we want to reduce the vehicle development time from 18 months to couple of weeks, So we have no choice to come with artificial intelligence and work on our digital twin models. Lot of OEM, it's not only Zeekr or Geely Group, other OEM, Toyota and all those other, they are also working, Tesla is also working. So here, what I will today talk about 3 things which my team has developed, and we are quite proud of that one. One is actually co-pilot for CAD engineers. So if you are working in programming, AutoSAR and all those embedded system, you always listen to that, oh, we are using Copilot or we are using Devon, Lovable and all those fancy tools to improve our programming efficiency. So we have developed CAD, computer-aided design, Copilot. It helps engineers to increase their throughput or efficiency. The same work task which was needed in weeks can be done in hours or days. And when you are developing a vehicle, and if you know BOOM, bill of process, so everything happen at the end, when you have done the CAD, you have done the supplier has given you the parts, you are going to the factory floor, then suddenly you realize part does not fit, or harness has some problem with the different rigid parts. So to reduce that kind of collisions, I will talk about this called virtual assembly AI. Last but not least, that's the core of it. It is called simulation AI. Before the vehicle is even developed, we get the requirement from the project manager or from the market. We have to auto-tune the powertrain, the aerodynamics, and also the weight and everything, but the battery pack is the same. So how you can get best range from the battery pack, then we use this kind of simulation AI, which I will show you in couple of slides ahead. So as I told you, we have developed this Copilot in, here you can see some of the videos are working. So this Copilot basically helps our CATIA engineers to automatically generate the design. Both it also, I think it's the one of the best, just let me see what is going on. Yes, it's one of the best tool for CATIA engineers that they just talk to it and get the part library as well as all the input, physical limitations, surface limitations, and all those, and they can easily design a part from the part library very fast. Here I have given some examples because I cannot show you the parts which we are developing. So I did the, if you see on that side there, you can see the bearing is being created, and this bearing is basically AI is looking at it, it's taking the different pictures, looking at it and developing for you. So you just have to tell that what you want, gearbox, you want to develop door, seat panels, dashboards, it will try to develop for you in the CATIA in 3D. This is very cool if you see in running. Similarly, there are different standards, you can talk to that. So here you can see on the bottom right, there is some high level picture how we are doing actually. So we have developed this plugin within the CATIA, AutoCAD CATIA, and just user can click in at it and start, and this will monitor the session as well and give the different suggestions. And I think it is, according to our studies, it can cut the design time, the design iteration, because there are different departments, they are working together, we can cut that into 70%. Similarly, from the beginning, we can follow the compliance standards, and from the beginning, we can also look at how we can improve the efficiency of the engineers. This is something which is looking cool actually, I thought I will show here. Here you can see agent to agent communications. So there are a lot of 4 agents or 7 agents here, you can see that. So user comes in, log into their own session, and there are a lot of agents. One is designing, one is looking at the standards, one is looking at the market values, different values, physical architecture, collisions, all those, and then they give you the output to the user. Actually, here you can see lot of these agents working together, and it's very cool. It's not MSP, but it is our agent to agent, our own developed. This one is another one which I told you when you are in the factory floor, basically. So manufacturing ready by design. Here you can see we have one of the projects in the video. We simulate everything, everything comes together, and then we can see if some parts there is a collision or not. If there is some collision, then automatically we can request the CAD engineers to move in few millimeters, few centimeters and stuff like that, and then we don't have that collision. If this collision go all the way to the factory floor, then it costs us around billions sometimes, not in millions, sometimes $1 billion, because we have fixed factory floors and fixed costing tools, so we cannot change that one. So that's what we are doing. So we can easily, through a very early process, we can minimize the change requests. Here you can see at the end it can generate the report, the collisions, where are the collisions, it will look at the collision, and again it's Excel, but it's still fancy. There you can see there are the collisions, and it can iterate. You just give all the part level, is the PAL, and then you just leave it. Another cool thing is this one. I really like this. This is basically battery simulation, BMS. With the same battery pack, we know if we change the aerodynamic or the wheels or the top hat, what would be the range, how we will get the optimized range from the same battery pack. So this is also because we are working in Zeekr, so we have the same platform, we are putting different top hat on it, and we can know how much we can squeeze in, what is the battery, and that's why our cars, our vehicles are world leading right now in record time, because not only we are designing with AI, but we are also estimating all the parameters about that with the artificial intelligence. And at the end, you can see there is a report coming. Okay, if you change these parameters, how can you gain 10 to 20 kilometer extra range out of the same battery pack? And that's also very cool, I think so. And previously it was like this when I was talking to the engineers. There are a lot of engineers. One was working on aerodynamics, one was around drag, one was around chassis, one was around top hat. They have their own KPIs, and then they try to optimize their KPI. When we put on the table, all KPIs will collide. Then the project manager will say, what should I do now? It's just like a gibberish to me. But now here you can see with this artificial intelligence, we can easily generate a final report. This is the bigger picture which I was rambling about. If you have a design clay model, then CAD engineer will get a lot of agents, even the requirement, product planning, all those are automated. You will get nice CAD models. These CAD models will go into the factory floor, and then you can create your own vehicle out of it. So this is a closed loop actually. This is very good actually. If you look in the working, so then you will see, okay, before the vehicle is going to the factory floor, you have already all the answers. So no project manager can push the limits here. So you know how much limit will be pushed and what would be the response for those one. Here are some we are quite good in customer-centric company. So our customers are our own CAD engineers and our own factory floor guys, and here you can see all of them love this kind of a product basically. So this product has made their life much easier. The same thing they could do in days, they can do in hours, and hours in minutes, and sometimes they can run the simulation overnight and come back in the morning and get all the results done actually. Isn't it beautiful? So, as I said, I will talk about something else. This is the something else which I was talking about. So, I will tell you what is an industrial playbook. A lot of people are stuck in ChatGPT simulations, but in Zeekr or in this group, we'll take the holistic approach. We try to close the loop actually, because we have a data, all the data is digital, it is recorded. we can easily merge and get the best out of it. And if you are doing the same thing, so I have some recommendations here, because AI should not be a bolt-on. You know, at the end, sometimes say, okay, could you put the AI to make it better? No, it should be from the beginning, from the start, just like we did. Similarly, we have to have, because all these simulation companies, you will ask, Shafiq, why don't these simulation companies can do that? Like Katia, why they cannot do, car maker, why they don't do that? They don't have data. They are not allowed to touch our data. That is a goal, basically. That's IP protected, so they cannot do that one. Only OEM, they can self-do this one. Because so that's one thing, actually. It's very domain-specific knowledge, and that sits with OEMs, actually, or the suppliers, in this case, tier 1, tier 2 suppliers. Basically, they can do that, not the simulation makers in this sense. And then the success which I told you, it is about it's not only machine learning engineers, which is directly reporting to me, actually. It is the other domain, CAD engineers, factory floor engineers, all should become a team. Otherwise, it will not work. If somebody doubts or something doubts, as a management, we have to be very clear that this will work only if it's a cross-functional project. You have to see from end to end, then you can have the benefit of AI. Then the last point is that you have to, everything, as you can see, if you see my slide, 20%, 30%, you have to have a matrices. You have to calculate, because at the end of the day, it is somebody's money or some project's money going into that. So it's return of investment. What is the value for the customer, or what is the return of investment for that one? So you have to be very clear what is the matrices and how you will use them to justify the work which is gone into that one. Data collection, data labeling, data processing, data storage, all AI model orchestrations, agent orchestrations, all those cost somebody money, somebody's pocket. And that is what we have to look at that. So we have to, last but not least, is we have to have a real-time business KPIs. So this is, you can say, this is a playbook. And in my experience of 5-6 years working with these kind of stuff, I think these are the key points that if you want to have a AI working in any scenarios, these should be on top of your head. Of course, when you have all these things in your top of your head, then faster time to market is one of the best thing, because we are cutting the lot of people and the time as well when we're going very fast into the market. Then we can also say that we can do the quite early prototypes, and this is how AI works to me, actually, that I would like AI to be as an infrastructure project rather than a software or data-driven development project. AI should be used as an infrastructure, any other tool you can say that in any project to work with. It should not be an add-on or something. As I've given you, in Katia, we have a plugin directly. It's monitoring your session as well as ragging the data set and all the standards and all the data, that one. So it can real-time give you the feedback, okay, this curve, this bolt, if you are CAD engineer, 3D PMI, how it will work, what would be the size of the hole and all those things. With this, I will stop here. And these are some geniuses. You can see these are some of the geniuses which I would like to thank in this project. And I'm open for the questions if there is. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions from the floor? I think I can see one from over here. Just here.
Thank you. That was a great presentation. What is the resources you apply to do this within Zeekr? So how many of you all are actually doing the AI application development within Zeekr? to enable all these three elements that you talked about?
15 people team. That's the core team, but of course we engage the CAD engineers and factory floor managers and all those things, but I pay only 15 FT full-time employees, you can say, including data science.
That is impressive.
Yes.
I think I'm going to take the opportunity to jump in with a question as well, and then it was to do with that I think you were using ChatGPT for doing some sorts of information retrieval.
Yes.
And my question was around, do you ever experience in that sort of domain hallucinations from the language model where it might retrieve not quite the right information, but it sounds plausible, and if you do have it, how do you handle it?
Yes, actually we have, if you say this architecture, we have a researcher, investigator, tester and validators. So whenever, so we build there is a one agent whose job is to question everything.
Okay.
So that's the way we did orchestration, that is basically questioning all the time. Is it right? Is it under the guardrail? It is not hallucinating. If it is hallucinating, that will go back actually. It will first say it is a fake. First will say fake, then the other agent has to prove it is not a fake. It has to give the reference, file number, part number, all the drawings, everything. It has to convert into some kind of a secret sauce, because language models, all of them are text based. We are working 3D data. That's our sauce actually, how to convert 3D data into some kind of a secret sauce that is basically communicated between different agents. That's a very good question, and that is the secret sauce, yes, you can say that.
And a very good answer, right? So, any other questions on the floor? Gentlemen?
Yeah, thank you for that presentation. Very good. The case of the co-pilot for CAD design or the agent for CAD design, can you share some insight on what the development process of this looks like, and also how do you ensure the outputs are high quality?
Yes, good question. Actually, it's a tough work actually. As I said, the LLMs are developed for the language processing, so you have to have deeper understanding, and all those CAD producers, they have their own secret sauce, how they will do spline and stuff like that. So the major part in this went on this secret sauce, that how we will follow the users, when they are starting the session. It's structure from motion actually. We rotate the 3D model in that 3D and take different pictures and do the complete image, actually 3D image from the different views, and then we stitch it together, structure from motion, all those computer vision things, and then we convert into the text, basically explain it in JSON, and then we try to do the secret sauce on top of it, and then that is, so in the beginning, I think the main idea is to start with the simplest, you can say it's the simplest part, like a small nut, bullet, single surface, plane. You can see here we are, it's not shown, but brackets and stuff like that. You never know, the bracket is the most used part in the vehicle. It's the smallest thing, but it's different variant and different, and surface under surface is very difficult. So you have to explore this one and try to get all those things right. So you build a part library and all those things, and then you can building on top of it. So you have to think from the beginning, basically. It's exactly when I started this project, so I was thinking how we can augment a CAD engineer. The CAD engineer has a 6-7 years education, and then comes to the industry, then it has a 3, 6, 7 years, 20 years of experience, just like doctor. How do you in cancer patient, how they will see if there is not a, similarly here, we have to sit with them, talk to them, why do you do this, what's going on, what are the hidden services and all those things, and try to mimic. So the main thing is because you have to sit with the user, in this case CAD engineers, and that is the process basically. So you have to have a stepwise. So first, that machine learning team should be quite good. Now I think it's very good that we have multi-model LLMs, So a lot of things are already automated, but in like 6-7 months back it was not. So then the second advice I will do, it should be modular. You never know that in which region you are deploying it. In some regions this will not work because you are using Azure and OpenAI stuff, but that's not allowed in some regions. So you have to have a modular approach that you can how you can replace the different services and different LLM behind actually. So this would be the advice, I think so.
Okay, thank you.
I think we do have time for one more question. I think this gentleman here.
Yeah, I was also wondering, like, you have different agents, and you talked a little bit about maybe being able to change LLMs. Are you already doing that, or are they all sort of using the same underlying model, or you have different models being used for different sort of tasks?
Very good question. If I use the same OpenAI, the inference cost will be very high. So we have orchestrated that when we are doing, because some of the knowledge which is RAGed, actually if you know the RAG, but it is much easier. So you can use Llama, Chen 1 or some other, you can download that one and put it in your, so this is a hybrid approach basically. And when this goes to complex, then you go to the public cloud basically. And the second thing is you cannot go to the public cloud because you don't know what will happen with your data on the public cloud. So we stay in premises as much as possible. Of course, I give this ChatGPT very beautiful picture, but this is not a real picture, you can say that. There is something else, but I just made it for this audience so you can have some kind of understanding that how the agents are working. And all those models we are using open source, and we have some of them we have fine-tuned it, and some of them we are using as a RAG actually basically. So depending on what the users are, we are invoking, different agents are working with different models.
Okay, and I'm assuming the fine-tuning is for things like CAD, specific to CAD.
Yes, some of
like
the
that.
things, because we don't want to put the data on the public cloud, so
Sure.
that we are doing in-house.
Okay.
Some things we also send to the public cloud, but not that much just going to the public cloud.
Okay.
Public LLM, sorry, not the cloud, public cloud and public LLM.
Thank you very much, and a round of applause, please.